Well, before we go off into your psychic abilities, we have to talk about that voice for a minute. We just have to talk about that voice and how great of a voice you have.
Thank you.
And you know why I love it so much? Well, you know that I love your voice.
Oh,
and I think you're such an awesome singer. And you know why I like it so much?
Why, Roseanne?
Because I don't know if I ever told you this, because I just got it. You have bridged some really cultural gap between Jews and black people that nobody has ever done before. And I hear it all in your voice.
Really?
It's just all those metaphors. It's a multicultural mix, and it's like,
it's interesting
beautiful.
because people have always tried to figure out, for some reason, what my ethnic background is, and I don't know. I'm sorry to let everybody down. I know that was a letdown, but I don't know. And
you got a lot of Jewish in there.
there's a Jewish thing happening, but there's something else going on, and it's really... I met Jasmine Guy a couple of years ago, and she just like went, whoa! You know, she just like totally hooked into... She said, you look like family. And I said, thank you. It's very kind of you. I don't know. I don't know what my ethnic background is.
And you sound like family to both. I want you to know that.
Oh, God bless you.
Because there's nobody that can do that but you.
Wow. I never actually thought of that. I never thought of that, but
Well, maybe it's your channeling like all kinds of things. Let's talk about your psychic channeling abilities.
Oh, my God.
Tell me, because everybody said you had some psychic thing about me that I haven't heard.
I had a dream about you a year before I met you. And some of the key things that were in the dream were, oh, my God. Something about Lucille Ball, and you were in a trailer, and you were doing something on a sitcom that was physical comedy, like Lucille Ball, and you even had, like, Lucille Ball's hair. And this was about a year before I met you.
Yeah.
And it was also about a year and a half before I read in TV Guide that you were going to do something about a movie called The Long Trailer, which was Lucille Ball and Desi, which you never did, but...
So much for your psychic abilities.
Okay, I'm not psyched, so we'll have to talk about something else.
What are we going to talk about?
I don't know.
Let's talk about what an awesome mother you are.
Oh, thank you. Some people know about this, I guess.
Some people know. Some people know. Can we clarify it, though? Because I think it's so awesome, Phoebe.
Okay, I'll talk about this a little bit.
And I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable.
No,
I don't want to go anyplace uncomfortable.
No.
But I just want to say that people should hear, people who need to hear should be able to hear.
I thought about this, and I decided that there's a way that I want to say something about this. Mm-hmm. But I hate to sound opinionated or preachy in any way. But
Oh, just say it.
Okay,
I'll
on this
sound
show,
that.
I could probably
Yeah, we
say
like
anything.
opinionated people here.
In light of something I heard in the news this morning, I just forgot the guy's name, but there was a terrible thing that happened in Wyoming where a young man was murdered. People are saying it's a hate crime. I really don't think it needs to be more specific than that right now, except that two guys lured him out of a public place and murdered him, and they made it look like they were very purposely murdering him. And I just don't understand. I don't understand what makes people so angry and feel so frightened of another human being. I'm the mother of a daughter who has some disabilities, and she's going to be 23 years old in December of this year. And we have dealt with an enormous amount of prejudice. I have to say that's one of the things that I find most distressing about our situation is that people
It's not even the things in your daily life that you have to overcome that are as hard as going out in the world, is it?
People who are frightened tend to get very angry behind their fear and just sort of irrationally hate somebody else or be grossed out by somebody else without really knowing them or really understanding them. And I live with a daughter who's a very loving individual. Now, Roseanne, you met my daughter.
Yes.
My daughter is very tiny. She's about this big. She's very delayed because of all her physical problems. She took one look at Roseanne and just decided she had to hug her as much as she possibly could. This is my daughter. I'm bringing a little of my daughter's energy into the room right now.
Your daughter has incredible energy.
My daughter's an amazing
She's
human
an
being.
amazing human being. What has she taught you?
My daughter...
Let's talk about the stuff in
Sure.
you that she challenged and changed.
Well, my daughter saved my life, basically. I was a very angry person, hopefully never in a prejudiced direction, but just kind of frustrated. You know how I had no patience. I felt like I couldn't cope with anything. I would get frustrated real easy. I'd feel like I couldn't finish anything I started.
Do you feel that God sent this person
Yeah, absolutely.
to you?
100%.
He sent an incredible person to you to teach you what?
Well, the paradox, the irony of my daughter is, here was a person who came to me and was labeled helpless and dependent, and who, from outside appearances, looked like she needed me for everything. And that's been pretty much the perception, is that my daughter wouldn't have made it without. It's completely the other way around.
Because you did give up your career for 18 years to care for your daughter.
On and off, yes, I did. Sometimes because I was just so burnt out I couldn't go on, that it just took its emotional toll. But I really want to make it clear, I want to say this. My daughter saved my life. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for my daughter unconditionally loving me, forgiving me for screwing up at the times that I wasn't a very good mom. I don't think I've ever been so divinely or perfectly loved in my life. I don't think I ever will be by any other person on this earth.
Well, because people aren't capable of that, are they?
Yeah, no, I guess they should be in a perfect world. It's not a perfect world, though, and I've been blessed enough to have a little slice of perfection in my life. And
what was she capable of giving you? What did she challenge in you?
All of that judgmental stuff, mostly turned on myself. I was very self-effacing. I was very critical of myself. And no matter what I felt I looked like, or no matter what I felt that I was doing or not doing on any given day, my daughter would put her arms around me and embrace me and hug me. And I wish I could do that to myself. You know, I mean, I'm still learning from my daughter. She is just the most unconditionally loving human being I've ever been blessed to. I don't know how I got so lucky. When people hear this story, generally their first response is to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, you have a, you know, don't ever be sorry for me. I am loved divinely and perfectly every day of my life. I can't wait to go home. I'm going home tomorrow," and it's like, "Oh my God, I love you, I miss you." It's just, I'm blessed.
Well,
I'm
angels come in all kinds of shapes and sizes, don't they?
You bet, amen.
Your daughter is really a great person. She's got intense eyes and incredible energy.
She sure loved you.
She
started to leave the room and she, wait a minute, and she ran back and hugged her again. Yeah.
You are very lucky.
I am. That's why I smile all the time, because I got my daughter.
It's great that you told this story.
I'm a nervous
I know
wreck.
what it means to you and what it means to people out there who need to hear it. I'm going to talk more with my friend Phoebe after this.
I wonder how I'm going to do that.
We're back with my dear friend Phoebe Snow. So I don't know if people know that you sang the words a cappella to the last season of my show. I don't know if people know that.
Oh yeah, that was me. the very last theme song, which I can't think of at the
moment. We put words by
moment.
John Popper, Blues Traveler.
Right.
And then I asked you to sing it.
And I also
that was really meaningful to me, very
Thank
meaningful to me.
And I also sang at your wedding.
You sang at my wedding. You sang at my son's bar mitzvah.
Right.
Did you forget that? And I sang with you.
Yes.
How good was I as a singer? Tell everybody.
Very good.
Wasn't I good?
We sang Proud Mary.
Right.
Something like this. Rolling! It's great.
I'm a good screamer.
You screamed.
I scream good, don't I?
It was very
I just have a
cool.
little trouble with notes. I've got the power though, and the come on, you know I do.
No.
I have the
rock.
power and the what do you call it? Loud. Down.
Volume.
The volume.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I just need a little bit of help on the individual notes.
Never mind. Forget this.
You need to teach me a little bit. Give me a little music lesson.
Oh, would you like to hear?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to do this.
Give
No,
me
I
some
was
music
actually I
lessons.
was going to tell you about operatic technique.
I know you're studying opera now.
Oh God.
I want to talk all about opera.
Oh, hell.
Opera blows my mind. I want you to sing opera so bad.
Oh, my God.
Those people not today. No, not today. I just mean study it. I just mean study it so next time you come back. It'll be like 12 years, and then you'll come back.
That's right.
Because how many years did they study to get that?
Oh, 20-something years.
Oh, my God,
so
they're fantastic.
I mean, I've heard pop singers doing opera, and I'm like, is that really opera? I don't know. I mean, even what I'm doing, I'm trying to really study operatic technique. There is no way that I would, like, say, I'm going to make an opera album now. You can't be ready for that. No. I just started about 5 or 6 years ago. Just starting to do it.
I want to see you sing it, though. You'd sing it like nobody.
Should I do one note?
Yeah, do, please.
Oh, one note.
Come on, one note. Do.
Okay, that's enough.
I can do that, I think. No, let me do it.
Go ahead. Go ahead. She can sing. What are you talking about? That was great.
I know, but you know what? I know that I'm like the best singer in the world.
You can sing.
But the thing is, no, it's true.
She can sing.
But it's only like in my room when nobody's around. Because I can't, like when people get around, they just mess me up.
But we're all here. We're
But someday I'm going to take these lessons and I'm going to come out and really sing.
No,
inspired by you.
Now I'm getting nervous again. You have no idea how much you've inspired me.
Thank you.
I think you're one of the most courageous people I've ever known in my entire life.
Thank you.
What you did in coming forward and talking about your childhood was so inspiring and so healing to me and probably to millions of people. It took guts to do what you did. And I know there was a lot of controversy.
It totally took all the guts I have ever had in my life, times 10. Forget doing a sitcom for 10 years. Forget everything else the people I have fought with against huge corporate powers and walked away one. That didn't mean anything. That was the thing that took my courage.
I know.
And it was very, very devastating to me to be attacked for it. And you know why it was personally devastating, because that's what they tell you when you're a kid, is nobody will believe you, and that it did happen.
Right.
Then it turned around and happened. To me, I lived through it though, but I feel so much responsibility for the little kids that it shut up when they did that. And I don't like it, so that's why really that I decided to do a talk show, because I'm not going to shut up, and I'm going to keep talking about it. And we're going to keep having on little young people who've dealt with it too, and we're going to keep talking about what it does to people, what it costs society, and what all things of hate and oppression do to people. I'm going to keep doing it till they take me off the air. So thank you very much for saying that.
Well, I had to say that because I remember the first day I walked up and said to you, I need to talk to you.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh my God. I mean, you were braced for the controversy part of it.
Yeah.
And I just said,
I had taken some knocks.
I got to tell you, without any qualms, again, it was one of the bravest things I've ever seen a celebrity do, one of the bravest things I've ever seen a high-profile celebrity do. You probably knew somewhere in the back of your mind it was going to set off a whole storm of
I knew it was
debate
going
back
to
and
make
forth.
people talk, and it was worth it
I
because
have
people
never
did talk.
seen anything like that. People did talk, and people talked about the one thing that they hardly ever talk about, which is sexual and violent abuse of children. It's the one last great frontier that we're not talking about in an open dialogue.
It's the last great frontier.
It is.
And we will talk
And you're
about
a pioneer
everything but you know what? That's why people are murderers. That's why people are rapists.
Happens,
That's why people are every other violent thing, because that is where it started.
And it's because nobody's talking about it in an open, unedited dialogue where they can really say, I'm not afraid to talk about this. It's not the great taboo subject. It should be as open a discussion as, I mean, look what's happening.
No, we just keep on building more and more prisons.
It has been a taboo subject and something that people have been so horribly afraid to talk about for so long that there's a denial state that's so huge that they're saying it doesn't even exist.
No,
it's like, it's invisible. We don't even see. So it doesn't surprise me.
Well, it was like, okay, we'll shut up Roseanne and then we don't ever have to talk about it again.
Yeah.
Or we shut up whoever comes
Basically, they tried
out.
to discredit you
Yeah.
and say, well, she's
But
a
they do it to-
comedian and she's doing it for ratings.
But they
and
do it to everybody, child, adult, or whatever.
Mostly
Anybody
children.
especially children.
Mostly children, because
Anybody
they
who
can
comes.
anybody that's this big and is trying to get their point across. I mean,
It's
everybody
like,
else
shut
is this
up,
big.
it doesn't exist.
Yeah, they're like, if you tell a kid to shut up, they're very compliant.
And I swear to God, the stuff that kids are getting from this by us not talking about it, I'm talking about the whole Clinton thing, take me off the air, I don't give a damn. The stuff that little kids are picking up because we won't discuss it and because we are deferring to
forced
it
to
and
discuss it
because
now.
we are denying it and because we're not looking at it and we are not assigning any responsibility to anybody but the girl.
Yeah.
Okay,
Have you
kids are
noticed that
learning a
too?
lot. Kids are going to learn a lot from that, and you are not going to like the
It's the
consequences
same
of
old
that.
crap.
It's the same old
It's
crap
all
like it
Monica's
always was.
fault.
Yeah.
You know?
And
Same
it was
old, same old.
the other 300 women's fault before her.
I'm
Okay,
sorry,
when we
I
come
just-
back,
I-
Phoebe will celebrate the 25th anniversary of the song that made her famous.